Hello everyone, do you want to finally beat doors? Then I am here to help you beat doors. First off, before we start, just a quick disclaimer. Game has flashing lights, jump scares. If you get scared easily, probably shouldn't play this. This game is likely most easily played on PC with headphones, though that's not required. Now let's get into the actual gameplay. Oh, one final thing, remember this game might get updated and certain parts of this guide might become outdated. I am not going to be buying anything at the start, and now let's actually get right into it by going over the basics of the game before anything else. First and foremost, if you don't know how to play doors, it's fairly simple. You just have to go through 100 doors to beat the game. This is door 1. Sometimes they'll have locks, so you just need to use a key to open them. Boom. Now, beyond that, you'll also see there are drawers around. You can open drawers to get loot or money, and the items and money that you can get can benefit you overall. Now, you won't get any enemies spawning apparently until room 5. So, now let's get into what you need to avoid, the monsters. The first one being a spider that can attack you randomly whenever you open a drawer. This will especially get you in rooms where you're looking for keys. So, the next one is this thing. I believe it's called Screech, and I've been informed that it appears in dark rooms, though it can follow you into lit rooms. If it hits you, it'll take about 40% of your health off your bar, and it will, the way you find it's whenever you think it might be around, just take a look under, above, and around. You stare right at it to make Screech go away, as I did, and after a little bit it will make a warning sound, and if you hear the sound, then you can actually evade it. This right here is Rush. You avoid it by going into a closet, and basically it just runs right through the room, killing anyone not in a closet. You're going to tell that Rush is around, A, because lights start flickering, and 2, because you'll hear the warning sound. The next enemy is Hide. To summon Hide, all you have to do is go into a closet. You might be able to do it in other places, I haven't checked. But essentially, if you spend a long time in a closet, eventually the screen will start flashing, and eventually you will be killed if you stay in it too long. I didn't want to die, but yeah, basically Hide will try killing you. One of the items you can randomly find that can aid you is this lighter here. And also, if you ever see a thing like this, open up the top, there's a guaranteed drop. And this will make you actually able to see in dark rooms. Here's one of the puzzle rooms, and in this puzzle room you're just going to solve it by putting the paintings where they belong. Pretty straightforward. Once you do all that, you have solved the puzzle room and the door will open up. Let's go ahead and handle that and then go on to the next thing to show you. Something I just learned is if you lower your graphic settings, the lowest possible settings, you can actually see a little better in the dark. That might help you if you're struggling. Once you see eyes on the wall, it means there's a new enemy coming up. That enemy is one that I like to call Chase, and let's take a look at who Chase is. Here's the enemy that I like to call Chase. They're going to come out of the ground a few rooms afterwards in a big hallway, and during this, you're going to have a chase scene where you have specific actions you need to take. Starting off, you need to crouch, or under those, and then you'll sometimes get these rooms where the choice is random. I walk down the middle and then turn left or right depending on if I see a glowing door. If there's not a glowing door on the left or right, then you just go either way and go down the middle. In this room, take the rough movements I did, just don't run into the fire like right there and you'll get away. Once that's done, you'll have escaped Chase and you can move on. And let's see who's in room 50. Room 50 is a bit more of a challenging room if you don't know what to do. This enemy right here, I believe, is referred to by most as the figure. If you are crouching, you are near invisible. If you're near the figure can actually, I guess, kind of sense you via their hearing. As long as you're crouching, you'll be very difficult to notice. So, if you're standing near one of these little special books, A, it'll be sticking out, 2, you'll hear it, and 3, you can hover your mouse around it to interact with it. Once you grab it, it will add a note on the bottom left. This note isn't important yet. Now I need to go around because that monster will kill me it gets near me. It will kill you in one hit, by the way. So, now we have this note here, which is going to help us figure out the answer. Now, also, in case you're wondering, if you're near the monster and it starts chasing, you can enter a closet, which will begin this little mini game where you have to do button presses of Q and E in order to survive. You have to do it roughly when they reach your heart. You actually get a fair amount of room for mistakes, though you can only make one mistake that you survive. If you make 2 mistakes, it will proceed to execute you. Once you complete this minigame, it will walk away. Then you are free to exit the closet, unless you're dumb like me and then get caught immediately. Thankfully, I always have another way. Over here, I have some footage from one of my earlier runs, sped up. I'm playing this because I quite frankly don't want to get back to room 50 just to show you all this room specifically again. Anyway, in this run, I had vitamins, lighter, lockpicks in the bottom left. Lockpicks allow you to just kind of open a door. Vitamins give you healing and a speed boost, the speed of which is temporary. And let's see what I do to solve this place. First of all, I'm crouching around, hiding, grabbing as many books as I can. Where the monster isn't around, you can actually stand, but I don't recommend you stand unless you specifically know how to get around the monster. After I find every single book that I can manage to find, I'm then going to return to this door over here. At this door, I can proceed to look at these. You see how it has like star 2? That means that the number star has is the second one. In this case, that's 0. So then to pull it up again, that would mean looking at this code here, I know the first number is unknown, and then the second number is 0, third is 5, fourth is 5, and the fifth is unknown. So obviously, you should probably know at least 4 different numbers, because once you know 4 of them, you can actually just guess the remaining 10 possible answers you might even get on your first try. Once you get the answer, you can slip right through the door, and that code is randomized, so you can't just look up what someone else answered. That's right, you're through, and you can begin the next set of rooms. Now, there are 2 other major monsters. In fact, this is probably the most major. The other one isn't quite as major. In this room, I noticed that the lights were flickering. I'm going to quickly mute it. And this green monstrosity went by. It functions like Rush, except it attacks multiple times. So the way you deal with it is that you jump in the closet, wait for it to go by, exit, and re-enter the closet. If you stay in the closet for too long, you might be killed by hide. So it is crucial that you keep doing this routine of letting it go by and jump back in until you know it's gone. In this case, the first time you survive it, it'll even give you an achievement called Rebound, which means you've survived ambush. From here, there are 2 more threats. Also, you do get attacked by Chase 2 separate times in the run. The last major enemy is an enemy called Halt. Now, the way Halt goes is that you're going to be going down a room that's kind of flashing cyan, and when you see your screen start, flashing, you know that it's about to either disappear or reappear. In this case, you see it flash, so it's going to appear in front of you. Remember that, it's going to appear in front of you. Actually, it might appear to block your path or in front of you. I'd have to double check that. Point is, I believe Halt is a one-hit kill. If it isn't a one-hit kill, you don't want it on top of you regardless. Halt also attacks you for multiple rooms, and if you can't figure out how to get through rooms, it can be a pain. And of course, in this case, I get away and survive. The trick is just to go back and forth until eventually you get past Halt. Now, room 100 is interesting. Well, room 50 was like a little maze of, a library where you have to get a code. Over here, you hit this lever, and after hitting it, you're going to see a familiar figure, the figure again. And they're going to jump down, almost fall, but they manage to get back up. And you have 2 choices. One, you can do what I do and immediately just run away. Apparently, you can speedrun it and just run right by the figure, but that might be a bug, and if it's a bug, they might fix in the future. At the time of this, you should be able to just run right by it. Anyway, if you hide into a closet, it will eventually attack. And this is actually such an easy attack. This might have been a bug because I've had it attack me in other runs where it wasn't so easy. Over here, it attacked my heart twice. And after a moment, let's skip ahead, it actually just completely left, which allowed me to go up here, up the stairs, and grab a key to the right here. With this key, I go back down. So let's see that. We're going down the stairs. You can't go down that way. I did try that. You're going to take this key and go to the high voltage electrical room. Now over here, during my original playthrough, I struggled to understand this game. You have 3 levels of this, and you need each of the switches to be either on or off based off of the flashing there at the top left. So for example, 2 was an empty cube, so you'd want 2 to be off. 1 was on, 4 was on, 5 was on, so you'd need to turn them on. Over here, I have a little bit of a better understanding. I'm hitting switches trying to match what shows on my screen, and once I finally figure it out, over here, I hit the final thing that needed to be hit, and the bar will load up. And again, you have to do 3 of these rounds without stopping. If you're dumb like me and stop, I think you have to start over. Now, once you finish the final one, it's going to load up. So let's take a look here. It's going to load up, and you need to run. The second it lets you, run. I take my vitamins to speed run it, and I'm just running up these stairs. This isn't sped up footage, this is actual speed. Run into this lift, and once you're in the lift, you are safe. Once everyone in your group is in the lift, you win. Quick note, if you're playing with more than 4 total people, this game can get really difficult. But anyway, with that, we've gone over all the major monsters, ignoring Jack and slightly Timothy. But don't worry, Jack can only mess with you, and Timothy only slightly hurts you. There's this one more monster that I just remembered. That final monster is this one here. It appears as a bunch of eyes, and if you look at it, it will consume your health rapidly. Thankfully, all you have to do to avoid it is just look away and move like backwards and around, and you're completely fine. And with that, that is now all major monsters covered. Jack, in case you're wondering, I think if you hear knocking on a closet and open it, Jack will refuse to let you in. Just go to a different closet. It's not a threat outside of like multiplayer, really. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. If this guide helped or didn't help, please leave a comment indicating which and telling me where I could have improved if there is a part that wasn't very helpful. Thanks for watching.